Hello students, welcome all of you in online lecture series of microprocessor and microcontroller subject, in which today we are going to discuss the timers and counters in microcontroller. So today is our 26th lecture on this subject and my name is Pooja Subhashrao Deshmukh from International Center of Excellence in Engineering and Management College, Aurangabad. So in last lecture we have studied the different type of registers like program status word, pointer registers, then stack pointer, input and output port registers, peripheral control registers. In that we have studied PCON or power control register, then SCON, that is serial control register, then what are the modes of that, then TCON, timer control register, TMOD register, interrupts, that is IE, interrupt enable, IP, interrupt priority, then peripheral data registers like SBUF, timer 0 and timer 1. So this is all about previous lecture we have already studied. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss then what is the difference between timer and a counter, then what are the timers of 8051 and their associated registers, then what is the different modes of timers, reading timer, detecting timer, what are the interrupts, what is polling, then interrupt service routine, interrupt vector table, again what are the steps to execute an interrupt, then the difference between edge triggering and level triggering, in that enabling and disabling an interrupt, then interrupt priority in 8051 and the triggering by an interrupt software. So these points we will cover in today's lecture. So let's get started. First of all, what is timer and what is counter? So a timer is a specialized type of clock which is used to measure the time intervals, like a timer that count from 0 to the infinity or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So for measuring the time, which is often called a stopwatch. Stopwatch means what? The timer or that counts start from the 0 upwards. It is the device which count down from specified time interval and used to generate a time delay. For example, hourglass is a timer, and counter is a device which store the number of times a particular event which is process occurred or with respect to the clock signal. Again it is used to count the events which happening outside the microcontroller. So in electronics, the counters which can be implemented quite easily by using the register type circuits like D flip-flop, S flip-flop, in this way. So we will see what is the basic difference in timer and counter. So timer is a register incremented for every machine cycle, and the counter is a register which is incremented considering from 1 to 0 transition at its corresponding to an external input pin, that is T0 and T1. Then in timer the maximum count rate, that is 1 divided by 12. Timer count from 1 to 12 of the oscillator frequency, and in counter the maximum count rate is 1 divided by 24 of the oscillator frequency. Then in timer uses the frequency of the internal clock and it generates the delay, some type of delay, and counter uses an external signal to count the pulses. This is the basic difference in timer and counter. The next one is what are the timers of 8051 microcontroller and what are the associated registers of that. So we will see. First of all, it has two timers, that is timer 0 and timer 1. We already know that, and they can be used as a timers or as a event counters, or both. Timer 0 and timer 1 are 16 bit, that is 8 bit and 8 bit. So since the 8051 having followed the 8 bit architecture, each 16 bit is accessed as a two separate registers or two low byte and two high bytes. So first of all, timer 0 register. Timer 0 register having 16 bit register, that is timer 0 is accessed as a low and high byte. So the low byte register is called TL0, that is timer 0 low byte, and high byte register called TH0, that is timer 0 high byte. So these registers can be accessed like any other registers. For example, there is an instruction that is move TL0 comma hash 4h, means what? It moves the values into lower byte of timer 0. Here you can see the timer 0 and timer TH0 and TL0. TL0 having the 8 bits, that is D0 to D7, and TH0 having again 8 bits, D8 to D15. In this way it will divide it. The next one is timer 1. Timer 1 as a register. It is a 16 bit register of timer 1 which is accessed as a lower byte and higher byte, same as that of timer 0. So the lower byte of register is called TL1, that is timer 1 low byte, and the higher byte of register, that is called TH1, timer 1 of higher byte. So the registers can be accessed like any other registers. For example, move TL1 comma hash 4h, means what? It moves the value into lower byte of timer 1. Again here you can see the figure, that is it having TH1 and TL1. TL1 having 8 bits, that is D0 to D7, and TH1 having 8 bits from D8 to D15. This is timer 1. Then next one is T-mod, that is timer mode register. So both, that is timer 0 and timer 1, use the same register to set the various timer operational modes. So it is an 8 bit register in which lower 4 bits are set for the timer 0 and upper 4 bits are for timers. So in that case, lower 2 bits are used to set the timer mode in advance, and upper 2 bits are used to specify the location. So we will see how it will work. Timer 1 and timer 0, it is divided into two parts, that is timer 0 bits having M0, M1, CT and gate, and timer 1 having again same bits, that is M0, M1 and CT1 and gate. So the gate is what? Gate is set when the timer only runs while INT, means what? Interrupt as a 0 or 1, means it is high. Then CT means what? Counter and timer. Select bit. Whenever you have to select the counter or timer in your controller, at that time you can use this bit. Then M1 is a mode 1 bit and M0 is a mode 0 bit. Then we will see the detailed operation of that, that is gate. Gate means what? Every timer has a means of starting and stopping operation. So sometimes they do by this using software, or some by using the hardware, and sometimes having both, that is software and hardware controls. So 8051 timers having both, that is software and hardware controls, and the start and stop of a timer which is controlled by using software, or the instructions like set B TR1, clear TR1 for the timers, and for the counters or timer 0, that is set B TR0, clear TR0 for the timer 0. Then set B instruction is used to start and it is stopped by the clear instruction. Then this instruction start and stop the timers as long as gate is equals to 0 in the T-mod register. So timers can be started and stopped by an external source by making the gate is equals to 1 in the TMOD register. So this is the operation of gate. Then CT is a clock or timer or counter or timer. Means what? This bit in the TMOD register, which is used to decide whether the timer is used as a delay generator or event manager. Means what? If CT is equals to 0, it used as a timer for the time delay generation, and the clock source to create the time delay, which is crystal frequency of the 8051. If CT is equals to 0, the crystal frequency which is attached to the 8051, it also decides the speed at which 8051 timer tricks at the regular interval. So this time timer frequency is always 1 divided by 12th of the frequency of the crystal which is attached to the 8051 controller. So various 8051 based systems, it having an XTAL frequency, that is XTAL, like 10 megahertz to 40 megahertz. So we normally work with the XTAL frequency of 11.0592 megahertz. This is the model frequency, or we can say the common frequency we used. So it is just because the baud rate of the serial communication of the 8051 microcontroller, that is XTAL, is equals to 11.0592. It allows the 8051 controller to communicate with the PC having no errors. So this is clock and gate. What are the modes of timers? It having 4 modes, that is mode 0, mode 1, mode 2 and mode 3. Mode 0 is a 13-bit timer mode. Mode 1 is a 16-bit timer mode. Mode 2 is a 8-bit auto reload mode, and mode 3 is a split mode. So we will see. Mode 0 is a 13-bit timer mode. Both timer 1 and timer 0 in the mode 0 operate as a 8-bit counters, which is divided by 32 prescaler. Means what? The timer register is configured as a 13-bit register which consisting of all 8 bits of TH1 and the lower 5 bits of TL1. So the upper 3 bits of TL1 are determined and should be ignored. So the setting the run flag, that is TR1, does not clear the register. Again, the timer interrupt flag, that is TF1, is set when count rolls over from the 1 to 0, and it starts from the 1 to 0. So the mode 0 operation is same for the timer 0 and timer 1. Then next mode is timer 16-bit timer mode or mode 1. So in this mode, 1 is a 16-bit timer, and this is commonly used mode. So it functions in the same way the 13-bit mode, except that the 16 bits are used, or TLX is incremented starting from 0 to maximum, that is 255. So once the value of 255 is reached, TLX resets to the 0 and THX is incremented by 1. So the full 16-bit timer or the timer may contain up to 65,536 distinct values, and it will overflow back to 0 after 65,536 machine cycles. After this value is reached to that limit, after that it will get overflow. So this is the operation of mode 1. Then we will see mode 2. Mode 2 is a 8-bit auto reload mode. In that mode, both the timer registers configured as a 8-bit counters, that is TL1 and TL0. So with automatic reload, the overflow from TL1, that is TL0, sets TF1 of TF0 also reloads the TL1 of TL0 with the contents of TH1 which preset by the software, and the reload leaves that is TH1 unchanged. Means what? The benefit of auto reload mode is that you can have the timer to always contain a value from 200 to 250 255. If you are using the mode 0 or 1, you have to check the code to see the overflow, and in that case only the reset of the timer is to 200. Again, in this case, the previous instructions check the value and or get reloaded. So in the mode 2, the controller takes care of this. That is, once you have configured as a timer in mode 2, you don't have to worry about the checking if to see if there is timer has overflowed or not. So this is just a auto reload mode for establishing a common baud rate. You can use using this mode, you can establish a common baud rate. Then next one is mode 3, that is split timer mode. Split timer mode is known as a timer mode 3. When timer 0 is placed in the mode 3, it becomes two separate 8-bit timers, and timer 0 which is TL0 and timer 1 which is TH0. So both the timer count from 0 to 255, and in case of overflow it reset back to the 0. So all the bits that are timer 1 will be tied to TH0. So when timer 0 is in split mode, the real timer 1, that is TH1 and TL1, it can be set in modes, that is 0, 1 or 2. But it cannot be started or stopped as a bits that linked with the TH0. So the real timer 1 will be incremented with the every machine cycle. So in this way, the mode of operation of mode 3 of the timer. Then how we can initialize the timer? First of all, decide the timer mode, in which mode you have to use the timer. Then consider 16-bit timer that runs continuously and which is independent of any external pins. So initialize the TMOD SFR, that is special function register, and use the lowest 4 bits of the TMOD and consider the timer 0. Again, keep the 2 bits of gate 0 and CT as a 0, since we want to timer to be independent of the all external pins. So as a 16-bit mode, that is timer mode 1, clear and T0M1 and set, that is T0M0. These bits consider, and effectively only bit to the turn on is the bit 0 of the T mode. So let's take an example here. Suppose move of T mod #10H means what? Now the timer 0 in 16-bit timer mode, but the timer is not running. So to start the timer in running mode, set the TR0 bit by executing the following instruction, that is set B TR0. Now the timer 0 will be immediately start counting, being incremented once the every machine cycle operated. In this way you can initialize the timer. Then reading a timer. So while we reading the timer, 16-bit timer can be read in 2 ways, like either its actual value of the timer as a 16-bit number, or you detected when the timer has overflow. These are the 2 methods or 2 types. Then detecting timer overflow means what? When timer overflows from its highest value to the 0. So the microcontroller automatically sets the TFX bit in the TCON register. TCON register we have already studied. So instead of checking the exact value of the timer, that is TFX bit, it can be checked. Or if TF0 is set, then timer 0 has overflowed. And if TF1 is set, then timer 1 has overflowed. So in this way you can read the timer. So the remaining part of this chapter we will cover in the next lecture. So guys, I hope you have all understand whatever we have studied, but still anyone had doubt, you can contact me anytime. So thank you very much and have a good day.